Thank you for joining us on Ebru Africa this morning. I'm Cherotich Kenei. This is the business segment. Now we start things off with matters Kenya and Ethiopia. Now the Chamber of Commerce and the Industry of Kenya and Ethiopia signed a business memorandum of understanding in Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa, aimed at creating a more robust business environment. Now Kenya's president, who was leading the delegation, exuded a confidence in the way the sustainable economic growth will be achieved through such collaborations.
Kenya and Ethiopia have from way back in history enjoyed cordial and mutual relationship with each other. This kind of understanding was now taken a notch higher during the signing of a business agreement in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The signing of the MOU was done in the presence of Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta and Ethiopia's Prime Minister Haile Mariam Desalegn.
I also believe that this forum is of paramount importance in providing opportunities for business of both our countries to exchange ideas and experiences, as well as bottlenecks, to contributing to the promotion of trade and investment in both countries.
Leaders of Chamber of Commerce and Industry from Kenya and Ethiopia say the two countries should continue with all forms of business relations, disregarding any form of differences that might have arisen in the past. Kenya's president, who was leading the business delegation to Ethiopia, said all doors are open for any persons from Ethiopia and Kenya to do business within the country, and incentives will be given.
We come with a new government that believes that our focus and attention and the area where we have greatest potential to achieve prosperity for our nation and our people is by working in close harmony with our region, first and foremost, with our continent second, and with the rest of the world third, in that order. Yeah?
The president was accompanied by some of the cabinet secretaries and members of government. He is on an official state visit to Ethiopia, which is his first to an African country since his inauguration. The cabinet secretary of foreign affairs said that this kind of relationships will continue from now onwards.
Growth, poverty reduction, and improving the lives of our people require a vibrant private sector. It has a key role to play in addressing our challenges. It supports inclusive growth, poverty reduction, job creation, access to critical goods and basic services, and it provides governments with tax revenues.
During the conference, a great encouragement was done as to have inter-African trade and build more business opportunities for Africa and for Africans.
The completion of the signing of Memorandum of Understanding between Ethiopia and Kenya will certainly see these two countries go great heights in terms of business and finance. Reporting for Ebru News Africa, in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, I'm CJ Jr.
Moving on to Northern Africa, beg your pardon. Now, Libya's General National Congress has passed a no-confidence motion against Prime Minister Ali Zidane and designated the defense minister as acting Prime Minister. Now, parliamentarians voted to oust Zidane as anger grew with the government's failure to stop Eastern rebels from independently exporting oil.
The no-confidence motion was approved by 124 of the 194 members of the parliament for more than the majority required, MPs said. The vote on Tuesday came hours after an oil tanker carrying rebel oil escaped warships and left the country. Defense Minister Abdullah Al-Thini was named interim premier for the 2 weeks. The assembly now has to agree on a permanent replacement. Parliament will support Thini and not obstruct his work, its head Nuri Ali told the assembly during a session broadcast by state television after the caretaker prime minister took his oath. Libya's top prosecutor has placed a travel ban on Zidane because of his suspected involvement in the embezzlement of public funds, according to a document published on his office's Facebook page. Previous attempts to bring down Zidane has failed to win the required majority of 120 of the Assembly's 194 members. Zaidan's government had been repeatedly criticized for its failure to disarm militias which have carved out of their fiefdoms since the NATO-backed uprising that ended the 42-year rule of Muammar Gaddafi in 2011. The Prime Minister was himself briefly abducted by an armed group in the heart of the capital, Tripoli, last October. Rebels demanding a bigger share of oil revenue and political autonomy in the East seized 3 ports last summer and partly control a 4th. The central government had threatened armed action, even an airstrike, to prevent the North Korea-flagged tanker which docked in Al Sidra port on Saturday from getting away with its cargo. The vessel was reported to have taken on at least 234,000 barrels of crude. It was intercepted by the Navy on Monday, but managed to slip into international waters a day later. There were unconfirmed reports that the ship was on fire after being hit by a missile.
Moving back east and in Kenya, early in February, the Ministry of Education had awarded the much-awaited laptop for schools tender to an Indian firm by the name Olive Telecommunications, which was to supply the machines at a tune of $286 million. Now, just yesterday, it was reported that the tender was cancelled by the Public Procurement Oversight Board of apparent violations on the part of Olive Telecommunications. This in regard to the tender application requirements. Now, the member of the Parliamentary Education Committee have called for the resignation of the Cabinet Secretary for Education. The tender will be re-advertised in the next 45 days.
The committee is still of the view that there is no irreparable damage to the image of the President and the government, whose noble initiative has been thwarted by irresponsible, reckless, and reckless mishandling of the entire process by the Cabinet Secretary. The committee had raised serious concerns with regards to the procurement process, both at the committee and even with the media. Yet the Cabinet Secretary, in his characteristic arrogance, went ahead without regard to the concerns that we had raised, went ahead and awarded the tender. The committee was then concerned that the company awarded the tender had questionable background, and the committee actually doubted its capacity to supply the huge number of devices. The committee also doubted if Olive was actually an original equipment manufacturer, as was the requirement in the tender document. The committee had also, on numerous occasions, demanded to be furnished with the due diligence report that was conducted on Olive Telecommunications PVT Limited, and the ministry blatantly refused to avail this information to the committee. In view of the foregoing, we as a committee intend to bring a motion of censure in Parliament against the Cabinet Secretary for, 1, holding the committee in contempt, 2, misleading or giving wrongful information to the committee with regards to the tender process, and 3, withholding useful information from the committee with ulterior motives. In fact, it is in the view of this committee that the Cabinet Secretary should have resigned as early as yesterday. We demand unequivocally as this committee that he resigns for having failed this country. Thank you very much.
I want to say that we are not opposed to the project. We are in full support of the project, but we want value for money. We want the process to go on according to the regulations, and the board did not say it has been stopped completely, but it is to be retendered within the next 45 days. So if the Ministry of Education is quick enough, they should put it in the advert so that no time is wasted. So, and we want to applaud the board because they concurred with our idea that we realized there was something amiss and we wanted that to be clarified. However, we didn't get that information.
That particular story wraps up the business segment here on Abreu Africa this morning. But coming up shortly is Beryl Ora with more on Table Talk. Newline Limited, your one-stop shop for elegant and comfortable office furniture. Newline responds to your expectations for office furniture in a modern language. We offer a 5-year warranty period including unit transfers within Nairobi. For more information, visit our showroom at Chester House, Loiter Street, Nairobi. Newline Limited, your success partner.
Floma, professional makeup.
Does your exterior complement your interior? Everyone needs a home that is inspired by nature. At Yenbo Limited, we offer durable, energy-efficient and affordable UPVC windows in attractive colors. Visit us at Wall Street Business Park off Mombasa Road. Yenbo UPVC windows, your desire, our challenge.
Newline Limited, we offer current, stylish, state-of-the-art kitchen and wardrobe appliances tailored to suit your preference. We offer unit transfers within Nairobi. Let your kitchen stand out today by visiting us at Chester House, Loiter Street. Your comfort and satisfaction comes first.
Floma, professional makeup.